Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Catching Cars. We are currently sitting in a 2027 model year Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid. I've been driving this for the past couple of weeks thanks to Kia Deutschland, Kia Germany. I want to give you guys my review of this vehicle. First things first, we're going to deactivate all the annoying assistance technology. It's not really assisting me, it just annoys me. So we're going to deactivate that there. And if you did see there correctly, I was able to set up a shortcut button here with this star to put me, or to take me straight to the assistance technology menu, but then I still have to, go through all these things here on the touch screen and then deactivate it. And what's kind of frustrating is that when starting up the vehicle, this system does take a while to boot up, I guess, or load up, and also this shortcut button doesn't work at the beginning. So that took some time out of my day in the morning, just deactivating all that stuff. But otherwise, this plug-in hybrid actually surprised me in many areas, especially when it comes to like comfort and smoothness, right? Because I was expecting much worse. A lot of plug-in vehicles, when they're not calibrated correctly, can be kind of herky-jerky, when they switch in between the electric mode and the internal combustion engine mode, right? But with this Kia Sportage, it's actually very smooth. I come to expect that from a lot of Toyotas nowadays, but here in this Kia, it is not far behind, if at all. It might be just as good, actually, to be honest. And overall, I was pleasantly surprised with that. So switching in between, the hybrid mode and the internal combustion engine mode is very, very seamless. Also, the power on tap is very good. The battery never drains completely, even on faster stretches of Autobahn. It always recharges pretty quickly, and I never got it below 10%. So whenever you do need some extra boost to pass, you do have just a little bit of extra, push from the electric motor, right? Because with some plug-in hybrids, when the battery is dead, you're left with the tiny little internal combustion engine, and normally with, heavy SUVs with the battery and all that stuff, that power is often just not enough, right? And they feel very, very lethargic. But that is not the case here. I'm pleasantly surprised by that as well. Felt very good. You always had some power on tap, and it did a very good job there. Got this CLA racing down the 50km/h zone. Very nice. So here we have this little panel here that we can use to adjust our climate controls if we're in climate control mode. So we can adjust the temperature, the fan speed, and all that type of stuff, right? We can also switch it to the media mode, basically, or media controls, and then we can go in here, go to the home menu, go to the map. If I hit that button here, it'll pull up the map, media, track skip, and all that type of stuff, right? What I don't like as much is that we have to switch in between modes here. I wish they would just give us a second panel here, one with the climate and one with the media controls. That would be much better in my opinion. But overall, I am very satisfied that we have climate control buttons, buttons and knobs at all. They did a very good job there as well. And I also feel that the interior quality in this Kia Sportage is actually decent. It is above average for the class. I really like the steering wheel. Most of the touch points are very nice. I mean, you do have some harder plastics down here. I didn't really have too many rattles or shakes or anything. So overall, very nicely built. I also like the fact that we have a nice armrest here. We have some power outlets here in the seats as well, which is very nice. And even like stuff like this, very satisfying, right? I also watched the Topher's video, and he was talking about he loved playing around with these cup holders here that you can just push out like that. But yeah, so overall, the interior quality is also very good. I like the steering wheel. And what I really love is the fact that we have drive mode select buttons here on the steering wheel. So I can switch in between Eco and Sport. And then also, since this is the plug-in hybrid four-wheel drive model, I also have my terrain modes here, right? So I can switch in between snow, mud, and sand mode, right? I really never used that, but in between Eco and Sport is very handy having that on the steering wheel here. And overall, Kia is just doing a very good job with their interior layouts. Like I said, of course, it would be cooler if we had a second panel here, so we wouldn't have to switch in between media and climate controls. But overall, you have hard buttons for your heated seats, heated steering wheel, cooled seats. You even get cooled seats. I mean, that is a very big plus here, and I actually really like cooled seats. I'm going to turn that on the low mode real quick. Overall, it is a very impressive vehicle. What I did not like as much with this plug-in hybrid was the range. Now, admitted, I did not plug this up on a wall box or anything. I just used it as a regular gasoline vehicle, right? Which many people with their plug-in hybrids probably won't do, especially going to and from work or grocery shopping or whatever. But if you consider that you want to take this out on a road trip or maybe on vacation, take it cross country, across the United States, through Europe, you're going to be relying on that gasoline engine more than the electric engine or the electric motor. And in that case, you probably also won't be stopping anywhere to charge it up, right? You're just going to fill it up, take it cross country, then fill it up whenever you need to fill it up again. And that's where the little range really kicked in. So it was hard for me to get this above 500 kilometers on one stretch without filling up, or one tank. And that's because we have the battery, and therefore the gas tank or fuel tank is much smaller than with a regular Sportage. And that can be very frustrating. Also, fuel economy was not great on the Autobahn. I was averaging right around 7.9 to 8 liters per 100 kilometers. And that was going average speeds. I wasn't hooning, I wasn't going very, very fast, but I also wasn't hypermiling, right? 8 liters per 100 kilometers, yes, okay, when you consider the fact that you have 288 metric horsepower PS on top, I guess that's okay. But come on, it should really be doing a little better than that. So those were the two minor disappointments that I had with this Kia Sportage. And also, now that we're on camera, we're getting a rattle from here somewhere. Not sure what that is. That might also be something in the car. No, it looks like it's coming from here somewhere. So yeah, overall decent. Just, you know, keep in mind that the range is not great and fuel economy is not the best, even though you are getting the plug-in hybrid. I'd personally just probably go with a full hybrid version without the plug-in and just use that as it is. But for those of you that have maybe a short little commute to work or whatever and want to drive on electric power alone, you can go up to about 60 kilometers on electric power alone with this vehicle. So that is decent in the real world. And so that's probably more than enough for most people's average commutes, especially in Europe. But like I said, on a longer road trip, it is kind of annoying that you have that small little range there. But overall, I was pleasantly surprised with this hybrid. Like I said, the main takeaway for me was really that you always had power. Even when you don't charge up the battery, it never goes below 10%. And the second part is that the transition between, while she was really in the middle of the road, that the transition between the gasoline or the ICE, right, the internal combustion engine, and the electric powertrain is very, very seamless, and they did a very good job with that. I did have one or two little hiccups, little vibrations when it switched in between modes, between the electric mode and the gasoline mode or the internal combustion engine mode, but that was only very, very rare. Like I said, one or two times within these past 2 weeks. Maybe that's because this is also a press vehicle, I'm not sure. But overall, it did a very, very good job there. And I can definitely recommend this Kia Sportage. Like I said, me personally, I would go with a full-on hybrid version or skip hybrid in general and just go with a gasoline version. But this plug-in hybrid version was better than I expected, and I can recommend you go for a test drive with it. Before we wrap it up, this is the GT line, so we have the more supportive seats here. Of course, don't expect anything too crazy. This is a crossover SUV, so don't expect any racing seats or anything in here or crazy buckets, but they do hold you in place nicely. I took this on a 6-hour road trip and didn't get any backaches or anything, so they're very good for their purpose. Many cars are switching to crazy pop-out door handles. I'm very happy that Kia stuck around with traditional door handles for the Kia Sportage. Very good job on their end there. Well, that'll be it for today. I hope to catch you guys in the next video, and also don't forget to subscribe to Catching Cars.